probably Meg nailed it on the head in terms of how long this sort of record sort of taken in a way. It's, I think, been over about 3 or so years, and to win that many games in a row over that period is pretty remarkable, really. So we have to commend them on that. I think they've been outstanding throughout that period and been really consistent and probably done it with not too many changes, but also getting the balance of being able to bring in some exciting youngsters for them. So yeah, look, absolutely, it's been pretty, I guess, special moment for them, and I'm sure they'll enjoy it later.
How do you, with 2 games now to turn it around in a short space of time, how do you lift things to get over such low?
I think we've got to keep looking at what is going well. I think we had some patches there where we bowled well. I thought Rosemary Meir was outstanding up top. I thought Jess Kerr was really good in patches as well. So there are some small positives in there that we've got to keep building on and keep trusting our skills and what we were doing and sticking to our strengths. I think the more we do that, we're only going to get better as cricketers. I think I had a fantastic conversation with Lauren Down after the game, after she's just scored 90 against one of the best teams in the world, and there's so much she can learn from that innings, and that I'm sure she'll take away. And she was already talking about the differences from domestic level to here, and what she's got to keep improving to keep being better, and to me that's outstanding.
What was the rationale behind not opening with Leah and going with Rosemary and sorry,
I won't tell them you said that. No, it was just around the fact that they'd gone really well in the T20s, and we wanted to reward that. I thought they'd both been outstanding. I thought Jess swings the new ball early, and we want to utilise that. She'd been a good matchup to Alyssa Healy over the last few games, and we thought that that was, like I say, rewarding their consistency, and I think they started off pretty well, but it was nice to have Leah back in the fold, and I'm sure she would have been excited to be back out on the park, and I'm sure she would have learnt lots from take away a lot from today as well.
8 wickets for 53 runs you guys lost as you tried to sort of up the run rate. Do you feel that might be a trend, and do you think that's sort of concerning as the team looks to sort of up the ante sort of in the back half of the innings? And how do you sort of change that if you do feel it is?
Yeah, I think we can't deny it probably has been a trend. I think if we go back through some of the last few games, there's certainly been a clump like that where we've lost a lot of wickets for not many runs, and it's something that we've got to keep building on and keep looking at the reasons why. And I think today, I said it earlier, we put probably a little bit too much pressure on our middle to lower order and expect them to come in and go at 5, 6, 7s when we've been probably going at 3s and 4s. So it's asking quite a lot, and I think the more we can look to just increase our run rate a little bit more early on, and hope that then we can kind of keep it probably steadier throughout, I think that'll hopefully put us in a better position and feel like we don't have to try and do too much at the back end.
Just 2 more, the pitch out there, what was it like? I guess because you've got 2 more games on it, is it going to slow down a considerable amount, and how much change do you sort of see it, I guess, undergoing over the next few days?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I think they've had a few games on it here before in a row, like what we've got in this series, and managed to keep it reasonably consistent throughout. So it'll be interesting to see how it, I guess, adjusts across those games, and whether it does slow up, take a little bit more turn, and those sorts of things. And the balance of your lineups might start to change if it does. So look, I think they'll look to keep it as good as they can. It's probably a pretty even wicket from bat and ball, and hopefully it'll stay that way for as long as it can.
This Aussie team beatable?
Oh, definitely. I think we wouldn't be here if we didn't think they weren't. I think we've got to keep believing that they are, and we've shown that in the T20 format, and to me that then can transfer into this format. I think probably our biggest thing is over the last 3 years they've probably played some of their best and most consistent cricket, and we've probably played some of our lesser cricket. I think the more we can continue to improve that and hopefully start to match up to them, we'll certainly push them.
Hey, just finally from me, do you see any major weaknesses you guys can exploit? And I guess after the confidence you must have got from the second T20 win, is that, I'm not saying that great, but has that been knocked back a bit after today?
Not necessarily. I think there's still some real keys that we can take out of it. I think the fact that we took 4 wickets, we created 2, 3, 4 other chances within that, so we take those. It could have been a slightly different story. I think we've got to be positive about the fact that we're creating those opportunities and taking some wickets in there. So I think we'll just keep moving forward and bring on the next game.
Thanks, Les.
Thanks, mate.